Hey there, people. We're back. So, Board Bob. So I haven't been on in a while. It's been probably a good year since the last video I posted. Lots of stuff going on. Is what it is. We get that human malware thing going on for the last several months. Been teaching, what have you. Busy with some things in my personal life. Um, this, that, and the other. Anyway, uh, 7 Days to Die came out with a new alpha. Fun Pimps did. Alpha 19. It's still experimental, but it's stable and what have you. So, a lot of people have been playing it. I'm not going to go into depth with all the changes. There's anybody that's interested has probably already seen it. We'll go through stuff as we play. Anyway, so here's my settings. If anybody wants to take a gander at what I've got it set up as, they can pause this and take a look. In honor of the fact that I haven't been on it forever, we're going to call this Resurrection, and that's also the seed for this map. If anybody wants to, check it out if they see something they like about it or whatever. So there we go. So let's get started. But yeah, I apologize. I haven't been around. My daughter came up for 4 months or so, 5 months, to help me out around here with going through some stuff and clearing some stuff out and what have you. During that time, we managed to take a trip out to Missouri for a little bit and look at some property, visit some friends, things like that. One of the things I've kind of decided is, I've been retired since 2004, but I've been retired in name only. I'm still working. I'm still this. I'm still that. So it's time for me to start reaping the benefits of my labor, I guess, if you will. And I've kind of decided to go ahead and relocate someplace. That I can enjoy myself, that I can just kind of chill and maybe do some traveling, this, that, and the other. I like this house. I grew up here. A lot of memories here, this, that, and the other. But with the exception of my kids and some distant relatives and stuff, my whole family has passed away at this point. There's a lot of memories from that here and this, that, and the other, and two. And it's time. I mean, this house is a cool place. I got a little bit of acreage and what have you, but it's 160, 180 year old house. It needs a lot of work. It takes a lot of labor and a lot of time. And if when I was a younger man, that was one thing. But I'm not young as I used to be. So we've kind of discussed it. Just talked about it with my kids and what have you, and have kind of come to the conclusion that it's time to maybe sell this place, take the value that I have in this place, and go someplace where I can benefit from that, and get a little bit of property that's in halfway decent shape, and a little bit more space, but not as big a house and not as huge of a management issue, if you will, from the perspective of trying to take care of this place. So that's kind of what I decided. I can't really say we. I mean, it's been my decision. It is my decision. They have their own lives. They have their own places that they live, what have you. Um, they're not really that interested in this place down the road or anything like that. They have their own lives, what have you. I'm looking for feathers right now, looking for a bird's nest. Um, so it's kind of been a decision that we came to, uh, through sort of mutual agreement and sort of me telling them, what my feelings are and what have you. um, that I've kind of decided to go ahead and sell this place in a couple of years, get the benefits out of it. I'm gonna scrap that. I don't need it right now. Um, so scrap that. I'm still looking for birds' nests, guys. If you see some, yell at me. Let me know. Not that I'll be able to benefit it by the time that All right, move this down here. So yeah, I in my time in the army, I traveled a lot, lived a lot of places. One of the places I lived was out in Missouri. Here we go. Was out in Missouri. I got a lot of friends out there, what have you. Um, so I've decided that maybe that might be the place to go. It's not a set in stone thing, um, but it is definitely high on the list of possible places. Um, so we'll see. But yeah, so I was tied up with that a little bit. Tied up with my daughter being here and helping her with her car and stuff like that, and helping her to get settled here and things while she was here helping me. So it's tied up with all of that, tied up with teaching. Unfortunately, during that time, during the last few months, one of my senior dogs passed, so that was a little rough. So that took some getting used to. Let me go through and get rid of these. These things drive me nuts, the little flashies. The same thing with like my phone, man. I hate having all those little icons on my phone saying, "Oh, you got this" or "You got that." I'm a little anal retentive about getting rid of them. So, like I say, just been a lot of things, and it has kind of motivated me to move along and do other things, but it has also kind of kept me uh, away from doing this stuff, which again is part of this desire to move to some place where I can more start to enjoy um, the benefits of my retirement. Do we have a... Am I going to have to beat on the road? I don't see a boulder any place conveniently located here. I'd like to do a boulder. It's easier to beat on than a... Oh, maybe we can get this rabbit. No. They get in this grass and I lose them. There's a boulder. So yeah, so that's part of it too. Is the thought process being that I can go someplace and have my garden, maybe have some chickens, that sort of thing. But someplace that if I decide to go on a road trip for a month, that I've got some friends around, which I have in Missouri and stuff like that, that I can get up and I can go and do some things and not have to be tied to a location like I am here. Part of that being, the whole teaching thing and whatnot. So yeah, we'll see what happens. That's not going to affect anything here other than timeliness of videos, and that's never been something that I've ever really been on top of or anything like that. I'm not making any money off of YouTube. I'm not out to make money off of YouTube. I'm not looking to get one of those, subscriber reward play button things to put on my wall. Would that be kind of cool? Yeah, sure it would. But is it my goal at the end of the day? No, it's not. I do this because I like to play these games. Ooh. And if I'm going to be playing them anyway, why not, share it with you guys? That's my thought process. That also means that I am not the grand poobah of making YouTube videos. You guys will see that. You know, whatever. It is what it is. I am not, I don't have the boobs for it, and I don't have the voice for it. Let's be honest. Oh, I hear somebody. I ain't gonna wait for you to come. You're too far away. We're trying to get over to the trader. So this new alpha, there's been, as I've been able to gather, quite a number of changes. There always are with the fun pimps with these things. They've updated probably 90%, maybe more, of the zombies to be, high def zombies. They're a lot better looking, what have you. There have been some changes to the way the game works. My understanding, food is once again a scarce issue. I don't know yet. I mean, we only just started, but I've already seen a chicken and a rabbit. That's it. Squat down where I can get you. And that's, starting out wise, a big source of food. Between that and looting food from containers. So I don't know, we'll see, but I have heard that that's the case from watching other people's videos. Another thing they've changed apparently is, it used to be pistols were pretty much a dime a dozen in this game. You go into any you go into any bathroom and you check the toilet, and you were bound to eventually end up with a pistol. What is this? Auto turret, submachine gun, auto turret schematic. Yeah, we're gonna read that. So you were pretty much almost guaranteed that within the first day you would have a pistol and you'd have some ammo. As I understand it, they have eliminated that. Now the availability of those types of things is tied to your game stage. So you're not going to be expecting to see pistols day one anymore. At most, you might get lucky and end up with a blunderbuss. I saw, there it is. So yeah, so there's that. I want to go after the nests. Anytime I see a nest, I want it. For two reasons. One, obviously the feathers, but the other is if they've kind of cut back on the whole food thing, eggs are going to be that much more important. And since you can't, at least as far as I am aware of, domesticate chickens in this game and have chickens without mods and things like that, have chickens give you eggs, you're kind of reliant upon them as much as you can find them. So first day, I want to bang out these quests. Also want to grab any of the tree stumps that I find. You always need wood, so it's nice to have the wood. But they also provide, or potentially provide, they don't always do it, but they potentially provide honey. And early game honey is very important because of antibiotic properties. I see a chicken over here. Can we get to the chicken? I'm going to lose it in the grass, I bet you. They squat down in this grass and you just cannot see them. I'm hoping it was running and it would track my eye, but I guess not. You die now. Die. Thank you. Nope, don't see it. Oh well. Alright, well, priorities being what they are. So, day one, we're going to get over here. We're going to get these quests done. We're going to see if the trader has any buried loot quests. If he does, that would be good. He or she, not to be sexist. I'm not trying to be sexist. Whether it's a he or she, hopefully whoever it is, they have buried treasure for us, and we can snag that up. We're gonna build a storage chest real quick. You'll notice the trader is now in town, or out just outside of town. Oops. Come here, mister. I see you. You're not getting away. There we go. And now we're gonna come get you. We're out of stamina. You lay down here right next to the chicken. Let him keep you company. And that's cool because, you know, it makes more sense the trader would be near a town, blah, blah, blah. Rather than out in the middle of, you know, Bumble. But the problem is, when they changed the traders to where you can't harvest within the trader and stuff, look how far out you have to go in order to be able to be away from the no-go zone. That takes up a pretty big chunk of town space that you're kind of losing out on. You know, it depends on how you like to build and stuff like that, I suppose. But it does kind of limit your abilities a little bit, I think. Maybe. I don't know. My opinion. So let's go see what this trader has. And since you can't harvest in here, so it won't let you do anything. I mean, you can open containers and you can grab stuff out of the containers, and it is a good idea to always do that. But the problem is you can't use it. Oh, there's a. All right, so we keep that in mind because that's a usable one. This is broken. Oh, nice. We got a wheel. A wheel is always nice. 2 wheels. We got a bike. I mean, we gotta get the other knowledge for it, but I was hoping for a pot. We ain't got a pot to piss in. A pot would be nice. Day one, let us be able to chrysanthemums. I don't give 2 shits. We could be able to cook. Unfortunately, doesn't look like we're gonna get one here. We'll just have to hope and see if we get one someplace else.
Is there something you need?
Hey, Rex. You have any jobs? How about a buried supply job? Buried supply jobs are good.
I'm gonna make you an offer. Can't
Awesome.
say I'm not surprised.
Now, here's a question. Can I reach that safe from in here? I can't, can I? Oh, well. I can't reach your safe. Wonder if I can jump up and reach it through the window. No, can't reach it through the window. Well, I won't be able to get that safe. Oh, well. Alright. So let's make a shovel. Oh, we can't make a shovel. We don't have any stones. We gotta beat on a rock somewhere. We're gonna pick up some rocks. So we're gonna try and do these 2 buried supply quests. We're gonna get ourselves some points that we can put into skill points. We'll get some stone out here while we're running out towards it. I'm sure we will find stone. So we'll do the 2 buried supply jobs, and then we will invest some points into some beneficial stuff, and then we're going to scout the town. First day, I usually, whatever town I end up being in, I usually try to scout the town, look for decent POIs, and get them marked on my map, and then find a place to stay for the night. By marking out the POIs, I can, in the night, kind of study the lay of the land and figure out where I want to go in the morning. We'll get some stone here. And what? Okay, good. I thought that was a bear over there for a minute. I thought I saw a bear butt on the other side of that stone. Tell me that doesn't look like a bear butt from this angle. I hear you. Where are you? Let me get this stone real quick. Alright, where are you? Yeah, shovel. Craft. Hi, Skippy. Bye, Skippy. Alright. So this is another thing that has changed. It used to be that you went out and the compass, the little chest turned red when you got to the place, and I used to go to all the cardinal points and put down a chest, and that would kind of give me an outline and I would know where to start from. Now, apparently you get these circles, but here's the thing. The circles shrink as you dig. Treasure hunter. So starts out, you've got to dig 10 blocks, and for every 10 blocks that you dig, the circle shrinks and you eventually find the chest. If I take plunderer, it reduces it down to 7. So for every 7 blocks I dig, it's gonna shrink this circle. So we're gonna start kind of towards the edge and work our way towards the middle. Something to keep in mind with this is when you find these chests and you open them and you take the supply box out of them, it triggers a zombie spawn. You do not want to be down in the ground with 4 zombies on top of you trying to get out of this hole, trying to kill the zombies. So what I do is when I dig down, try to dig down at an angle. I try to make a ramp so that I can get the heck out of this hole. And before I grab the crate or the box out of the crate, or whatever you want to call it, I try to make sure my stamina is back up, because the zombies will not trigger until you grab that supply box. But once you've grabbed it, now see, you hear the change sound? Now that circle's a little smaller. Remember, it was out here when we started, so we're sort of going in the right direction. We kind of want to keep digging, and as we dig, and it doesn't matter where we dig, it's still going to get, as long as it's inside the circle, it's still going to give us credit for every one of these that we dig. We could be digging totally in the wrong direction, and as long as we dig enough blocks of dirt, it's gonna contract that circle. I don't know if I like this system or not. Because for one thing, the chests I think are buried deeper now. I think they've buried them like 3 or 4 down. It used to be only 2 down. It used to be relatively easy for me using the method that I used to use, and boom, I'd have it and be gone. With this whole circle thing, it's not, I don't know, it's not as easy, because every time it looks like, regardless of what your level is, that circle still starts out that same size. You know, you're still somewhere in this big ass circle. It used to be that as you got levels, you started narrower. The search area was narrower to begin with. Now you're still searching this big area to start, and I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what we think of it. You know, we'll give the pimps the benefit of the doubt. We'll see how it is. It may still need to be balanced. Who knows? You know, I mean, it's still an alpha. There's still a lot to be balanced in this game. Let's be honest about it. I know there are a lot of people that complain about that. Oh, it's been how many years? It's been still been enough. Let's be honest though. I started this game. All right, so it's closing in. All right. Looks like maybe this direction. I started playing this game Alpha 8, Alpha 9, something like that. And, you know, we're up to Alpha 19 now. Ah, there it is. So, let's see what we got. Alright, so I got water, food, cornmeal, hop seed recipe's nice. Grandpa's moonshine is nice. Now, listen when I grab this. Here you get that bang, and now the zombies are spawned, and you can hear them. So that's what I'm saying. You always want to be ready to get out of that hole, because you don't want to be down there with them. Anyway, so yeah, so I've been playing this game since, I guess, Alpha 8 or 9. I can remember the creepy baby noises that used to play in the background, man. That you want to talk something scared the hell out of you. Them creepy baby noises, man. I kind of actually miss those noises. That was really kind of a cool thing to me. I loved those, and I wish they'd bring them back in one form or another. Maybe someday they will. Usually there's 4 zombies. I got 3 of them. There's number 4. But the point being, I paid maybe, you know, $10, $15, $20 for this game, whatever it was when it was back in the day, just coming out. I have, if not 5,000 hours, I have pretty darn close to 5,000 hours in this game. How many other games can you honestly say that have cost you $20 that you've dumped 5,000 hours in? I've more than gotten my money's worth out of this game. For all of its faults, for all of the improvements that it could use, you know, I can't knock that. I mean, I've gotten my entertainment out of it. Now, are there things that bug me? Absolutely, of course there are. I'd be lying to say there weren't. You know, there's a lot of optimization issues to be had, things like that. We're going to go ahead and read this. Everything else we're going to keep with us. We still need some more stones. We're gonna go ahead and make these arrows, but we still need some more stones. So when we get done in here, we go after the next one, we'll get more stones. You know, so I get it. And the console folks got screwed. That I totally get too. Pipe bombs or herbal antibiotics. See, the thing with the herbal antibiotics, I do need them. They do cure 10%. But I'm finding honey okay. Pipe bombs are worth more even if I just sold them, let alone blowing up zombies. I think I'm going to take the pipe bombs. So look, I get that the frustration the console folks have. You know, that wasn't. Everybody blames the pimps for that, and I understand. You know, guilt by association. I get it. I mean, the truth of it is, the pimps got screwed on that too. As much as anybody got screwed, they got screwed too. They, as I understand it, intend to at some point fix that, but in the meantime, it is what it is. But for myself personally, I can't fault that. Hi, Bill. This is Bill. Bill is an attorney. That's what we do to Bill. So yeah, it is what it is. But I'm not complaining. There are things that I don't like. I think there's some balance issues. I miss some of the. I don't. I miss some of the complicated ways things were. I don't miss the oversimplification of some of the stuff. Back in the day, like when you made a stone axe, for instance, it wasn't just okay. I have X amount of ingredients, so therefore I'm going to make a stone axe. I just make it, or I just repair it, or whatever. You actually had to, and it was a little, mini game kind of thing where you had to take the sticks and put them in the right place, take the stones and put them in the right place. Did it take longer? Yes. Was it potentially a little aggravating to some people? I suppose so. But it was, I don't know, it made it interesting to me. Those things are gone, and I understand why they're gone. From the pimp's perspective, I mean, one of my degrees from college is game design. So I'm not an expert by any means, but I do sympathize with their plight, as it were. But there are things that I miss. Now everything gives you meat. Before it used to be you had bear meat, you had deer meat, you had, and so I do miss some of those things. There's an immersiveness to that, I guess. But and yes, there are absolutely balance issues, and there are some infuriating things in the game where zombies will reach through doors to hit you, but you can't hit them through doors. And how did this, you're 14 feet away, how did you punch me? Or you're trying to dig and you're pointing at a spot and it's digging a hole 3 feet away. I get it. I'm not unaware of those things. But overall, it's an okay, fun game. Now, I hope it's not under that, but that's okay because we're going to start over here anyway. But have they met the majority of their goal? I think so. I mean, they set out to make a pretty interesting, pretty cool zombie game, and I think they've done that. I was not in on the Kickstarter, so I don't know exactly what the goals of the Kickstarter were. I think there was, there's some complaints where, initially there were supposed to be NPCs. I do remember a time where they were working on implementing that, in that you went out into the ruined biome and dudes shot at you. So that was the beginning of that. That has gone away, I think. But, I don't think it's been completely forgotten either. So we'll see. Anyway, we're going to do these 2 buried quests, and then we're going to scout the town. And we're going to find the decent POIs. Now this is another one of those things that I understand is now a big factor. Ooh, that's nice. Is stamina is a real issue now. Again, we have a recipe for red tea. I'm not going to read that. And the reason I'm not going to read that is because I'm going to take the perk anyway. So I'm going to take the Master Cook perk because I want to be able to cook a bunch of different stuff, and so it would be a waste, and I'm going to take that pretty quickly. So it would be a waste for me to take that when I can turn around and sell it for a decent penny to the trader. So that's what I'm gonna do. Yikes. Come on, Edgar. Die for me. Thank you. No touch. Leave me alone. Stop. There we go. Got her in the head. All right. There we go. Whew. Hey, Skater Boy. All right. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, so we're going to scout for POIs, and we're going to try and find one of the metal water towers. I like the metal water towers because they have a fence around them. So it kind of gives you a little bit of an early warning when the zombies are coming. And because they're metal, they're a little hard for the zombies to bring down. A little harder for the zombies to bring down. The zombies can bring down anything. You know, it takes you forever to hammer your way through stone with an iron pickaxe. But they can dig through solid concrete with their hands. You know, that's one of those balance things. It seems the pimps are in competition with the players to eliminate the players from being able to do anything to protect themselves. That is an issue. That is a complaint, and I think it's a valid complaint. There may very well come a point where the players go, you know what, I'm not the enemy, it's supposed to be fun for me too, and they may reach a point where enough is enough and they stop playing, and I can't fault anyone that ultimately hits a point where they reach that decision. Okay, we're not gonna, like I say, we're not gonna do that because we are going to probably sell it. We are gonna take this back though.
Is there wipe that smirk off?
First aid bandages, weighted head mod.
Make us pal.
I think
Got it.
melee weapons tools adds a chance to stun and slow victims. Knives, machetes do not have a head that can be weighted. I'm gonna take the bandages. Do we have any more buried? No, clears and fetch, and they're all too far away. Let's see what he's got to sell. Not that I have enough money to buy much of anything, but I'm curious to see what he's got to sell. He's got a fire axe. We need 3,000 for it. We might be able to get 3,000 by day 4. Or we might be able to find a fire axe. Wasteland treasures. I can never have enough bandages, and cloth can be hard to find. I can always. That's not true. Dynamite schematic, magazine. Alright, nothing I see that I want from you. While we're in here, let's go ahead and do this. Okay, so now, we already took Treasure Hunter. We're going to take, we're going to take Lucky Looter, because while we're scouting the town, we're going to check the cars, we're going to check the mailboxes, because that's where I seem to find books a lot. We are going to take Healing Factor, because I always push it too close and I always get hit by the zombies. We need to start healing. And we need Master Chef. Now, Master Chef lets me make the teas, the coffees, bake cornbread, eggs, bacon, etc. So this is why I'm saying I wasn't going to spend the money on that, or to spend that red tea, because I can do this. And now I can have all of them, which is what I was going to do anyway. That leaves me one more point. And I think, see, I'd like to have Sex Rex, I'd like to have Pack Mule, but and I'd like to have these as well. But what I think I'm going to put it in is lock picking, because without lock picking, your odds of picking these locks really sucks. Even with it, you break a lot of picks. Alright, so now, see, now we don't have to read it. We can actually sell that at some point. I'm not going to sell it right now, because it's not worth it for me to sell it right now until I get a higher level with the trader, which is why I didn't sell them money as well. We'll deal with that later. But let's look at where we are in this town. And this is a large town, because it's not square, it's cross-shaped. So we are going to go up to this corner, and this is the edge of the town here, right? And we're going to start here, and we're going to start scouting out this town. Now, this is a sports complex. I'm going to mark the trader. I mark the traders with cabins, and I capitalize the traders. All the other people I don't. All the stores and what have you, I mark with a little house. They're going to give us all these icons. Might as well use them. If I can use them as a reference for myself to know certain things, I might as well do it. Now, I don't want to get bogged down with a lot of crap right now. I'm basically looking for things that will help me through the first day. Cars are good because you can a lot of times find tools and that kind of thing. And you're going to watch. See, I found this one stone shovel. Watch how many stone shovels I find. Watch how many stone axes I find. This is one of those things that is going to be kind of a weird balance issue with the game. But this first day, I just want to find what things will help me through until I can worry about, you know, staying alive. So what I'm going to be checking is I'm going to be checking mailboxes. I'm going to be checking cars. I'm going to be marking the map for any POIs that are named POIs, for lack of a better term. They're POIs that I know are going to be profitable. The other thing that I'm going to mark as I find them is any POI that has a lot. See, here we go. Here's our first one. I'm tempted to hold on to all of the axes just to see how many I get, but I'm not going to do it. But I want to see what beneficial POI, named POIs there are. I want to find any beneficial items this first day, which is, you know, books and tools. And I also want to mark any POIs that have an abundance of palleted materials. What I mean by that is there are 2 pallets of materials in this game that a lot of the builders that build these POIs have used for scenic purposes, which are in reality very useful in your very beginning days. And those 2 pallets are pallets of cement, and they look like little bags of cement on pallets, and the blue canvas covered pallets, because those are cobblestone. And cobblestone, we want the sewing kit because that will help us to heal. Rest of this, not really. Okay. Because cobblestone is our very first building material. And you have one of 2 options. You can dig up a whole bunch of stones, or bang rocks forever and get stones, and pound sand forever and get clay. Or you can do both at the same time by harvesting from the pallets full of stuff. We're gonna hit these cars. Might as well hit these cars. And cobblestone is going to be your very first real building material. There's another shovel. It's makes cobblestone blocks, and then you can upgrade them to flagstone, and that's 1,500 points of damage is what they can take. And starting out, that's a hell of a lot. There's another one. It's a hell of a lot better than wood. So when you got a choice, and if they're going to, in essence, do the work for you by already combining them and already having them available, it's kind of a no-brainer to just go ahead and take them. So we're going to have our eyes out for those, because we can potentially snag up enough of those just by themselves to build our first horde base. I have a pretty simple little tower design that I do, and we're going to go north and south on these roads. We'll miss the stuff on the east and west roads for right now, but I will go back and do those off camera. There's no sense wasting you guys' time with doing that. We're already up to almost an hour. I usually try to go one full day is what I generally try to go on the recordings, which ends up being approximately an hour, sometimes a little more. But that's, I tend to do a longer video because, again, I know there's the philosophy of really long videos. People don't watch them. I get it. Nobody wants to sit for an hour and watch the video. You know what? Put it on in the background. You'll hear me yelling if there's something interesting going on. Whatever. But, as I said, I'm doing this for me. I'm doing it because it's something I like to do, something I enjoy doing, and if you guys want to follow along, then that's great. If you don't, you don't have to. Nobody's forcing you. So, if you don't want to watch an hour-long video, I get it. You don't have to. but that's what I make because that's me. But on these east and west, I will go back through and do the east and west later. Wonder if that one's a good one. No, that's not a good one either. Oops. It's always risky to go in the house. You're liable to start the stupid encounter and alert a zombie in the garage. But see, this right here is what I'm talking about. That's concrete. Over here, I'm willing to bet there's going to be... Nope, but there is a cement mixer back there. And there's concrete there. So, there is the potential in those two places to pick up a bunch of resources. So we're just going to mark them with an X so that we know to go back to them later. This is what I'm talking about. That is why I check the mailboxes in the cars. For that reason right there. I don't know why I did that. I know that's going to trigger that guy, and I really don't need anything out of there right now. Mostly because I'm stupid. Hey, Thomas. It's Thomas Magnum. The later years. Anybody get that reference? It's anybody my age might get the Thomas Magnum PI reference. It was a show in the 80s set in Hawaii, of all places. This guy was a detective with a rich friend that he was staying at the rich friend's house or something. You never saw the rich friend, but he always lived at the house. He always wore Hawaiian shirts and stuff. So the name of it was Magnum PI. You can find it on YouTube, I'm sure. But that's Thomas Magnum. He was played by Tom Selleck, of all people. So, you know, it was easy to remember his name, I guess. Yes, we're going to take the needle and thread because we use it for healing. How we doing? Okay. So yeah, this is one of the larger towns. It takes a lot there's another one. It takes a lot longer to cover it because of the shape of the town. I am hoping to get all the way through it before we run out of daylight. We will see. Another book. That's what I'm after, is the books. I'll take the XP, thank you. Alright. That's like a grow house farm inside there. I don't generally mark those ones on the map, but they are definitely worth going and checking out. They're kind of an interesting POI. Can be anyway. I don't think I missed anything of major interest up there. A lot of people probably are driven nuts by me doing this. You know, a little anal retentive. I get it. But it's laying the groundwork for future video, or for future exploration of the town. It allows me to know what is in the town. It allows me to be able to plan out my exploration of the town. And again, like I say, I will do these east and wests off camera. I'm not going to make you guys sit through it. I'll probably do it tonight during the night. Hi, Tweaker. One of my Tweaker buddies. Another construction site. I get that it's the zombie apocalypse, but it almost is like all of civilization was being built when civilization went to hell. Because, like, there are so many little construction sites around here. You know, half these houses, it makes you wonder how much after the zombie apocalypse this is supposed to be, because if it was right after, these houses would not all be falling down the way they are. So, storyline wise, which, as I understand it, eventually there are plans to, there's another one. See what I mean? As I understand it, there are eventually plans to flesh out the storyline. I don't know. We'll take that. We'll wear it. But in the interim, see, now there you go. Oops, we want to wear this. Where? So it makes you wonder. What the storyline is going to be. Certainly makes me wonder. I'm interested to know. I wish they would really kind of start working on that. Maybe at least leave little clues. You know, like when we go through the mailboxes and stuff, you know, you could find little storyline clues or something. I know if you look at these, you know, there's nuclear war, blah, blah, blah on the newspaper. So it starts to hint at it. This plating place has a good amount of building supplies in it. The grain place has a good amount of building supplies in it. Because, like I said, the people that built the POIs used them for scenery. So, and because that was what was available, and because that's what was available, it is a good source. Question is, do we go ahead and grab, well, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and grab the cars in here. I'm not gonna take the duct tape right now. Again, like I say, I'm looking for primarily immediate use stuff. Things that are gonna help me through the next 24 to 48 hours game wise. we'll go from there afterwards. These big POIs like this, like the food and the Shotgun Messiah, absolutely there are a ton of building materials in those, along with everything else, but they are whole little dungeon adventures in and of themselves, and right now I don't want to involve myself in that. No, we're going to leave the engine. Alright, fine. Whoa. Huh. Good thing I didn't try to beat her with a stone shovel. Alright. The cell tower, there is a bag up on top of the tower. There is also a vulture on top of the tower. But look how tall that thing is. I'm afraid of heights. And yes, it's just a game, blah, 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 but it scares the shit out of me to go up there. It makes me nervous. This Oats place is a good place for building materials. Because, again, the whole pallet thing. These are the new crawlers. I like them. They are cool looking. We're not going to go in there. This is what I was talking about. This is what I was looking for. I'm going to make 2 more of these. I'm going to make a campfire. This is what I was talking about. I can beat off the bottom of this wrongs, and we close that gate at night, and the zombies won't come up here. And I got 1, 2, 3. I can put another one here. I can put my campfire here, and is that everything we're going to drop? And I can put my sleeping bag over here, and down here we have water. So this is a nice little first week as you're building your Horde Night base and what have you. This is a nice little place to hang out. So I love that tower for that reason. Oops. What we do want to do though is we want to mark it so we can find it. We just left all that stuff there. We don't want to walk away and then not be able to find that stupid tower again. Motels are handy for a lot of times, not this one, but the other one's for water. Because they have swimming pools. So we've got our tower. We'll have the town marked out. The only other thing we really will need, and if we don't have it tonight, if we don't get around to doing it tonight, I'm not too worried about it, is a cooking pot. It would be nice to have a cooking pot to be able to get started on putting away resources, food. But there we go. There's another one. We'll scrap the junky one. The reason I don't mind scrapping those tools anymore, back a couple of alphas back, they made it so that your quality of your tool was based on your level and your ability to build them. And if your level was lower than the level of the tool that you were repairing, then the level of the tool went down when you repaired it. And they got rid of that. So I don't mind scrapping the tools anymore. But at one time, anytime you found a tool that was better than what you could make, you ended up hoarding all these tools, and you know, storage space became an issue. That is something they've changed and made better, in my opinion, made better, because that's no longer the case. So, you know, good changes, bad changes, guys. And, you know, but like as I said before, you know, I can't beat it for the price I paid for it. Now, does that make me a fanboy? I guess maybe, I don't know, whatever. I don't care. I don't wrap myself around the axle with names and terms, you know? Come here, Tweaker. This is Tweaker because of the way he jerks around and what have you. It reminds me of people I have sort of known or seen in my life, if you will, who have unfortunate backgrounds. So he is Tweaker. This place here, you gotta watch out. It has dags. Does your dag bite? You like dags? I would have to say that's Brad Pitt's house because it has dags. Some of you will get that reference, some of you won't. I talk in movie quotes. Sorry, can't help myself. But yeah, Brad Pitt lives there with his ma. Alrighty. We are doing pretty good. A little long. It's an hour and 10 minutes at this point. But you know, you got to pay the initial costs, I guess. Lay the groundwork. Lots of gas to be had in the oil place, but you got to be careful because the barrels do blow up. I don't know if it's a power plant there or not, but it's what it looks like to me. I don't know if it's supposed to be a power plant or what. Creamery's another good place to get pallets. I'm gonna need a coat. Might as well take it. What we need is food. I left all my food back on the water tower. See? Ask and ye shall receive. And look at that. I got a better bow now too. Alright. That brings us all the way to that corner of town. No sense walking all the way down there. We've already been down there. Means we're more than halfway done. A lot of good POIs in this town. We've got, what, 2 gun places, I think, or one, or at least one. We've got at least one, if not 2 food factories. A lot of places to get building materials from. Yeah, we'll get them on our way down from the next street, right? We'll grab this. Yeah, we'll get that from the when we come down the other street. Screw it. Doghouse. Anytime you see a doghouse, you gotta watch out. There's liable to be a dog around. And until you have at least a blunderbuss, you don't want to be screwing with the dogs. They will tear you a new ass in a heartbeat. That's another thing I missed having to deal with was the whole monetization controversy over, you know, is this channel for kids, etc., etc., etc. Yes, is it still a thing? Absolutely. But I missed out on having to deal with all the huge drama from it. But make no mistake, this channel is not made for kids. You know, I am, like I said before, retired military. I cuss a lot. There's a big pig in the basement in there that's nasty. Oh, you fucker. I'm not going over the fence after you. So be prepared when you go in there. He takes a lot of damage to kill him. But yeah, this is not a kid-friendly YouTube channel. So be prepared for that. I cuss. It's who I am. It is what it is. If it's a problem for you or you don't like it, well, you know, you have the right to vote with your dollars, which I'm not getting any money anyway, so, you know, is not exactly something I'm concerned about. Wish I had some food though. I don't think I have any. It would be nice to have some because of my stamina. I'm not going to check the trash though. I know a lot of times you can get food in the trash, but I don't. This video's long enough as it is. I don't want to waste any extra time. I just want to get through finish getting through the entire town. So we see what we have. You guys have a chance to see what all is here. Like I said, I will go back and do the east and west off camera so that you guys don't have to be tortured with sitting through that. Hello, Mother. Norman? Norman Bates? There's the motel, and there's the house. It's the Bates Motel. Whoever did this POI, I really like it. It's very cool. I definitely like that one. All right, so let us head back home and drop this stuff off. So yeah, so that's, now we've seen the town. We know what's in here. We have a pretty good idea of what to find in the morning. We're going to go back, drop this stuff off. We're going to run by the trader and snag our stuff out of the other crate and get it moved to the tower. And then I may, if I'm inclined to do so, do the east-west roads. And I'm going to do and I might I might poke my head into one or two of the more battered, burnt down looking houses, just to see if I can find a kitchen with a... No, you know what? I don't think we'll do the cooking pot tonight, but I'm going to definitely do the east-west roads. I'm going to do the east-west roads. I'm going to get the stuff moved from over at the trader, and I'm probably going to harvest some resources. I'm probably going to cut down a few trees, snag a few rocks, because let's face it, watching me pound on trees is going to be about boring as shit. Oh, you're running. Damn it. Did that hurt? How about that? Did it leave an egg on your forehead? So yeah, so you're not going to want to watch that. It's going to be boring as shit to watch me pound on trees and pound on rocks. So I will probably get these rocks and these trees that are right here, and I'm definitely going to do it off camera. So let's get up here. Let's put this away, see what we actually sort of ended up with. Right? So there we go. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books, not counting the 1 or 2 that we already read. 8, rather. So schematic for sawed-off shotgun, mining diamond tools. Don't sourdough when you break a pick. Craft diamond-tipped blade. That's nice. Power attacks increase chance of knocking down your enemy. That's nice. Cooling mesh schematic. $29 suit looks good and helps you reducing it. Take 5% less damage when wearing a suit. No learning to craft flaming arrows and crossbow bolts. Always need water. Figure out how to purify water. So now we can purify water. Wasteland. Weave plant fibers into cloth. Now you have plenty of bandages. Oh, okay. So now we can make plants into cloth, which is kind of a non-benefit because we can only do that with what you call it already. We don't have any things there. We can already do it with cotton. So there you go. All right, guys. So I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna get my chest from the trader, if I can remember where the hell the trader is. It's right over here. And I'm gonna call it a video. So, all right, you guys have a good night, and I will see you again soon.